Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. It's gonna be another busy evening here on the homestead, and we just thought we'd bring y'all along. We got some gravel to spread on our road we've been working on, if y'all saw us talk about that. And I'm hopefully gonna be making some butter for the first time this year. We are very excited about that, ain't we, Andy?
Yeah, boy. I am.
We had to work hard for that butter, but it's so good.
You don't realize how bad store-bought butter is until you've had
Till you go backwards.
real butter.
Yeah.
And then you go backwards, back to the store-bought butter, and it's just not even worth eating.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have some corn on the cob with supper tonight. I don't know what else, but Andy says the corn don't taste right since we had to go to the store-bought butter, so
Really did.
We're happy. We're happy. Candy's giving us quite a bit of milk. She's a heavy producer compared to Belle anyway, not compared to other cows, but compared to Belle. So I've got some cream that I got to get whipped up, and here we go.
I'm excited about that.
All right, we got to get this butter made, and thank goodness for modern conveniences, because
I'll pour this one.
I like to make it my food processor, and we'll have butter here in about 10 minutes. It beats churning butter for half the day. So I do let my cream, I skimmed this off our fresh milk. I let it come to about room temperature. Seems to make butter a little quicker if you do it that way. So, you may help you with that one?
No,
Do it carefully.
I say you can pour a little out.
Okay.
Then I'll pour the rest.
All right.
Okay, that's perfect.
Got it? All right. There
Now
you go.
that's full enough.
Yep. That right there is about as full as we want that, because it's going to be slinging every which way. So I do this on the puree button on my food processor. Right there.
So I'm going to get my Kubota cranked up here. I'm going to be using the little... a lot of people ask what size Kubota this is all the time. And this is a LX 2610. It's a 26 horsepower. Falls right in the line of below the emissions. So this tractor doesn't have to have any type of emissions or anything like that on it. Anything above 26 horsepower has some type of emissions equipment on it. So that's mainly the reason I bought this size, was because I didn't want none of the emission stuff. But it's been a really good little tractor so far. But that's what I'm going to be using to spread the gravel down here. And we're just going to be scooping it up with the bucket, because I didn't want the big dump trucks to go down there on my road where it was all fresh dirt. I didn't want them tearing the road up, because it is still pretty soft down there and wet. So I just had them dump 2 piles up here, and I'm going to be using the bucket on the tractor to spread it out. It's going to take me a while. There's a big pile of rock down there. It's about 36 ton of rock. So it's going to take a while, but we'll get the tractor cranked up and let it be warming up for a few minutes. Let's show y'all what we're using here. So this is not your normal gravel. This is actually crushed concrete. You can see we got fairly good sized rocks in there. We've got smaller rocks, and then we've got a lot of dust. And that dust will act just like what crush and run would act, as like it'll sort of set up and make a base. And it'll work good, especially on this fresh road here where it's just been worked on. And this crushed concrete is a heck of a lot cheaper than gravel. I don't know about the rest of the world, but here in our area, gravel has went through the roof. I used to could have bought gravel for what I paid for this crushed concrete, which this was $425 a load for 18-ton load, and I got 2 of them. So we got $850 worth of rock right here, or crushed concrete. Whereas if I'd have bought 18 tons of crush and run it would have been almost $600 a load. And so that would have been $1,200 worth of rock. But that kind of, I want to kind of mention that real quick here, because I know everybody feels the power of inflation. And I don't want to get off onto a rant or a tangent or anything like that. But y'all, it's getting to the point where it's getting hard to do anything, because it's just getting so expensive. You know, here we are. I've got a road that really goes nowhere. I mean, it's the road that goes down around below the creek here. I mean, below the pasture to the creek, goes over to our creek garden. I mean, it's a road that I use all the time. I just want it to be in good shape and not be washed out, not be muddy and stuff like that. But by the time you count the 3 culvert pipes I've put in down here and this rock, I've almost got $2,000 into this thing. And I mean, it's a road to nowhere. And I mean, you know, it's tough to spend that kind of money on something that really doesn't, I don't know, you know, bring back that kind of money. So I could only imagine somebody who's trying to build a house right now, or, you know, they've bought new property or something and they're having to build a road into it or anything like that. I just couldn't imagine. And see, that's me doing the work myself. I've got $2,000 into this road, and that's just me doing the work myself, and all I've done is bought the materials to do it with. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen if things continue to go the way they are. Because I know, and I'm sure many people are the same way, I sure don't make that much more money to justify for how much more expensive things have gotten over the last few years. But anyways, like I said, I don't mean to get off on a tangent about that. I'll quit talking about that, because I'll end up talking the rest of the day and won't get no work done. So what I'm planning on doing is scooping this up, starting up here, and I'm going to work my way down so I'm driving on the new rock as I go. Because once I get on down to about that first culvert pipe, it starts getting a little muddy again. So I'm hoping if I put the rock down first with the bucket in front of me and drive over it, well, not only will that help pack it, that will also keep me from tracking in the mud. So we'll see how this plan goes. All I know is I want to get this done today, because tomorrow we've got another like 1.5 inches of rain coming. And if it rains that much, there's no telling when I'll be able to get back on this road. So it's either now or never.
Alright, so we've got separation. That was about 3 rounds on the puree. Scoop it with that. I'll scoop it with this.
Can I do it by myself?
Put it in the ice water. Perfect. See there? Good job. Back when I was getting lots of milk from Dale, Maggie always made my butter for me.
I think you're you're going to have to take that out.
Alright, you know I need to work on it for a second.
What?
Get some of this extra out of here. Now I'm just going to work it a little bit and rinse it under some cold water. This is our buttermilk for cooking that we'll keep here. So first I'm going to try to make this all into one cake here. I put too much water in there.
Oh, Mama. Oh, and I have a good idea. Pizza ice. That's what I'm going to do.
See if I can work a little more of that milk out of it. Maggie, I need that salt.
What?
That salt
What salt?
up there.
Okay.
Put me a little sprinkle in there.
Oh, a middle. Middle. There's on the middle. Not on the middle. What? It's empty!
Give me a little more. It's still some coming out. Perfect.
And you also have to put a little salt on it. When we're about out. We all need to put a little. Right?
Yep.
Is it home or not?
Yeah.
It's home? No.
So you just have to watch, Butter, because my water is not real cold out of my sink. So that's why I do the ice water first. And you can tell it makes it start melting as soon as I start working on it. So I have to make it kind of quick. It doesn't take long.
I think it's time for us to pour that water on. We finally made our own butter.
First butter this year.
Yep. From Candy, not from Belle. I know.
Beautiful cake of butter headed to the fridge.
So before I get too carried away here, I'm noticing something, and I've changed my mind about how I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk up here and get my other tractor, which has got the box blade hooked to it, and smooth out some of the humps I've got in it. What would have been the ideal thing was to have the box blade hooked to that tractor right there and be spreading as I dump it, but box blade's already hooked to this other tractor. Kind of stays hooked up to that tractor all the time, really. I don't use that tractor for much of anything, but still got a pretty big pile of gravel left up there, so hopefully I've got enough to just about do everything I want. But so far on what I've spread, I hadn't put it extremely thick because that already had previous rock on it. It just got messed up quite a bit when I was doing all the work to the road. So on down below that first culvert pipe is where I'm really going to start putting it thick, because that has no rock, and that's also the softest. So that's where most of it needs to be at anyways. Had that rock right there been drier, I'd be able to get it smoothed with a bucket. But where it's so wet, it just wants to come out in clumps instead of spreading the way it's supposed to. So the old Ford here, she don't really get used a lot nowadays. She's a little wore out. She needs quite a bit of work done to her that I'm planning on doing at some point in the future. It's just not been, well, it's not been up there on the priority list. But this was my grandpa's old tractor, so I've often told people this thing may be a wore out piece of junk, but there ain't enough money they could buy this tractor right here. But let's see if she's gonna crank today. It's a little chilly out here. Come on, girl. There she goes. I'll let her sit here and warm up for a minute, and then we'll catch back up with you in a second. I think it's pretty obvious this thing don't get used much. Look at that. All that's just dust from sitting under the barn up there. Maybe whenever it warms up, I can give that thing a bath. But anyway, let's see if we can do what I want to do here with the box blade. That was perfect. Done exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, the real smart thing would have been to have the box blade behind this one. But, oh well. Sometimes I don't always do the smart thing. But let's get back to dumping some more gravel out. Well, it's a couple hours later now, and I finally got this road covered with this rock. I've actually even still got a little pile left up there at the top of the hill, but I've made it to right here, and that's about as far as I'm going to take it. I'm not worried about that part of the road out there. That stays, it drains good and it sees a lot of sun, and that out there is actually pretty hard packed. We don't never really have a problem with that out there. It's this part right here that I was worried about. So I'm going to take what's left of the rock up there and just try to scatter it out on the hillside coming down up there. But I'm really pleased with how this is turning out. This stuff packs it packs really good. Look at this. I mean, that's packed solid. So you can tell that the ground was still a little bit soft underneath of it because the indentions from the tire tracks. And what I'm hoping is once this dries out a little bit, I might can come back in with that box blade and sort of halfway smooth that out. But really, I mean, it looks good. It looks really good. I mean, it's not the heaviest coverage. I mean, I don't have it extremely thick at all on here. I was really just trying to get the rock to go as far as it could go. But I'm thinking now, if we can ever save up enough money to do it, I would love to get enough gravel to cover everything one more time, because we need more rock up around the house. We need it down the road going to the stable. And it would be nice just to have one fresh coat of good stone on top of this. But man, that's a lot of money to do all that. So that's probably not going to be no time soon. But that is something I would like to do. Shoot, it'd be nice to rock it all the way to the creek, but that'd probably be a waste. I don't know if I'll ever do that or not. But anyways, so I'm going to go up here now to see if I can spread this out. And then I've got one other thing on this road project I need to do. And that's this ditch right here. I need to get some fabric and line that ditch and get this sowed in grass before the next rain comes. Hopefully I get that done like this evening. It shouldn't take me long to do that. But if I can get that gravel spread up there, then I'm coming down here next to work on this. Well, I gotta say, I think that turned out right nice. I got quite a bit of gravel right there on the steepest part of the hill. So that's a good thing. But that area right there was pretty solid anyways, but having that extra gravel on there is going to help out a lot with that. But right there's where the big pile was. Looks pretty good, pretty good. So I'll go up here and put this tractor up, and I'll go back down there and get that tractor, and I'll get my stuff to fix that ditch down there, and I think I'll finally be done with this road project here. So all the gravel's taken care of. We'll get some seed put out. I've got seed in that little trash can there, and I've got this matting here left over from a job I done a while back, and we're just going to unroll it out on it, and then I've got the staples there to hold it down. But we're just going to put the seed out in that ditch and unroll the matting on top of it. And preferably I would rather like loosen this soil up some before I put seed out on it. However, being that this is in a ditch and it's already starting to wash right in the bottom of the ditch, as you can see there, I don't want to loosen up this soil no more than I have to. So I'm just going to throw the seed down really, really heavy and throw that matting down on top of it. And hopefully that matting will hold enough moisture that it'll all germinate and come up and do what it's supposed to do. So for any of y'all that don't know, Jacob just asked a good question. He said, what is this matting for? And so what that does is just helps hold the ground together while your grass is getting established. You know, you see it a lot of times on use on the side of the roads and the highways, but we use it a lot with our landscaping business too. And unfortunately, I've run out. I don't have enough to cover the rest of the ditch, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm probably not gonna go get some more of that. I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do. That's a short spot right there, so hopefully it don't wash out too bad before that seed comes up. And if we get what?
Do we need some more over here?
I've already got this part covered, honey.
Okay.
But you can go get a few more and put them there if you want.
Okay.
If y'all want to put some more, because the more it's got in it, the better it'll be.
Okay.
But hopefully the seed will start to sprout before it gets before it washes too bad. I don't know. We'll see. But I think we can officially check this project off the list as well too. Thank goodness. The road is fixed.
Everyone I put in the ground is there's a rock.
Well, honey, we have a lot of rocks around here.
I've done before.
Them things are a pain when you have to put them in rocky ground.
Find me no rocks.
Jacob, if you're gonna put more in it, put the rest of them up there.
Okay. And I'll put
That'll be enough down here.
I'll put the rest of them down.
Probably don't put maybe 2 or 3 more in it. That'll be plenty.
Dylan will need
How many
4.
you got left?
2. I did have 4. Now I have 2.
Well, I think you're gonna have plenty in it down here.
I know. Shake up.
Yeah, that spot right there is really rocky. I mean, look at the road up above you there. It's nothing but rock.
I wonder my 4 got good grip when it was going up there.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that road right there washing out. It's naturally covered in rock. But anyways, hopefully this is a fix to the problem we've been having for this road for many years.
Look, I got to my hand.
I see. They got dirty, didn't they? But anyways, I guess time will tell.
Bucket broke.
The bucket broke. So this evening we're going to try to get Candy into the milking stanchion. We've been milking her over here in this stall because she was actually too big for the stanchion, for the neck piece up there to clamp around her neck. So we've had to tie her up in the stall up here. So we're unsure of how this is going to work. But anyways, y'all get to watch.
Come on, Bill. Come on, Cookie.
At least she follows the rope pretty good.
Come on, Cookie.
There's the little calf out there. He's doing good.
Hey, she's all right. She's all right. Hey. Got one talk, right?
I know. Bill, you ain't the one we want in there.
He's going in. Black Star. Go on. Get on my daggone nerves.
Bill doesn't know exactly what's going on. She's like, why ain't I going in the stanchion? There you go.
Put her a little food in.
So we actually got her in there and got it closed too.
I guess she ain't as far up on there.
But she's fixing to panic.
Easy, girl.
Easy. Easy.
Hey, easy. Whoa, girl. It's because her baby's not
Yep.
up here.
Her baby, she is so worked up over that baby. I mean, where'd it go? Where did her baby go? Oh, it's right there on the other side of the hay. And she gets so worked up over that thing when it ain't right there by her side.
It's okay, Mom. You're just a good mama.
Can you tell her back legs?
Yeah.
She's got so nerved up. Seriously, Megan, I'd pull this at least a notch or two tighter. She's got too much room to move. That's better than it was.
Whoa, girl. You got her?
Maybe. We'll see how stout that hook is. You can't get to her now, can you?
Not like I could.
She's peeing. No, it didn't come out. Yeah, I honestly believe right now I wouldn't have her.
Well, please do.
I don't know her, but she can't move.
You sure? Good girl.
Yeah, she's doing better now.
Good girl. Look how good girl.
See, the thing of it is now, though, she can't just throw her leg in there and kick you. You're going to know it's fixing to happen, and you'll have time to get out of the way.
You think so?
Yeah, because she can't get her leg up her.
Good girl.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, if she kicks you, you're going to know it's coming, because she's going to have to do a lot of moving to get that leg in there to use.
Whoa, girl. think it would be more comfortable for her too, because she ain't all tied up. You know what I mean? Good girl. Hey, you're a good girl. So this is our method right now. We have found works at the moment. She's training. You know, she was very cheap. If you get a trained milk cow, they are not very cheap. So I still feel like even though she wasn't trained, we got a dang good deal in her when we did buy her. So it's a little hard work up front, but just like Belle down there, you saw how tame she was coming up in here. That took
a year.
A lot of work. A year. Yeah, a year. And now she's like a puppy dog. But anyways, I can get on my old girl fed here so she knows she's done a good job. Now, I couldn't do this with Belle. Because
Belle had to have it to stay in there.
Well, Belle was so wild.
Yeah.
So Belle is accustomed to feed, but I am trying with her, since she's halter broke and everything, to do it with no feed, and she gets feed afterwards, because I heard it makes for a quieter cow during milking, not one that's moving around and eating and wanting more food. So,
yeah, and she hadn't offered to kick in the last
two milkings?
The last 2 or 3 milkings. So, but we're still being on the safe side by putting that lead rope around her leg.
I like my face.
Yeah, it just makes you feel a little bit better about it. But she did try to kick the very first time she milked her.
Oh.
A lot.
Kicked wasn't even the word.
Yeah.
She got me, in the back, in the leg.
Yeah.
Felt the wind a few times. You felt the wind a few times.
So we figured out how to loop this around her leg without one of us getting kicked while we were doing it. And then I just stand back here and hold her leg while we're doing this.
My good friend does have a kick bar she's going to let me borrow, and we may try that. And if that does it, then I can hopefully start milking her by myself too.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
We'll just see how it goes. I don't think I got quite a gallon tonight. So I don't think that's quite. That's probably about 3/4 of a gallon if I had to guess. But we are milking her twice a day, so.
Yeah, because you got almost a gallon this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a gallon this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It was a full gallon?
Yeah, and that was at 8 or 9 o'clock this morning, and it's only 4, so.
Yeah.
It hadn't been 12 hours in between.
She produces a lot more than Belle did.
Yes. She's not a high producer compared to some jerseys, but it's plenty for us.
Yeah.
Need some pigs now.
Yeah, boy. Won't be long.
Nope. Alright, I gotta get my milk strained. So unfortunately, when you milk by hand and not with a machine, it is inevitable. You're at least gonna have one cow hair in there. At least one. So I run this through actually a stainless steel reusable coffee filter, and it works perfect. So we'll see how good I am at guesstimating.
So what did you say, 3/4?
Yeah, I don't think it was a full gallon. It didn't feel like it when I picked it up. Yeah, now it'll be half a gallon. I don't think so though. But this is one way to get your milk to last longer. I mean, I don't know if back in the day they strained it. I think they would have through a cloth or something. Because if there's a stray piece of dirt or a cow hair in there, it's not necessarily going to make you sick, but it's going to make your milk go bad faster. And plus, it would not be very appetizing.
Looks like you were wrong.
Well, that's a half a gallon.
Oh, that's a half a gallon. Oh.
So if I fill up this one, it'll be a gallon, but I don't think...
You're not going to do that.
No, I don't think I got enough. See how good my guesstimations are.
You're about right on it.
Look at me and my guessing.
You done good, didn't you?
Yep, that's about what I got. So we got a gallon this morning and 3/4 of a gallon this evening. I am perfectly tickled with that.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
All right, I got to get supper going. Frying up a little hog jaw. So I have some good grease to fry my tenderloin in. Well, supper is served for tonight. We got some fried tenderloin, hog jaw, corn on the cob, and a baked potato.
And real butter.
And finally, we finally have some real butter.
And once again, every single bit of it's from right here, except for the chicken nuggets and the macaroni.
And the chocolate that's in this milk.
Yeah.
But the milk, the butter, the tenderloin, the hog jaw, the taters, the corn, and the pickles. Every bit of it's from here.
Except for salt.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Except for the salt. Right.
Anyways, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video today. Hope you learned a little something. Say hello down in the comments. We love to hear from you. And anyways, till we see y'all on the next one, y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.